All right, the Optimus radio receiver, FM/AM receiver. Currently, I've got the bad supercapacitor that holds the charge long enough for the memory and the presets to be written to no power memory. And the way it works right now is that if you turn it off, it'll lose all the presets and the memory saved and everything. So the old capacitor, the bad one, is currently in the circuit with alligator clips, and I'm going to power it off right now. And you can watch how it degrades. You see how it degrades so fast? Now I can turn it back on and we'll lose our presets. Right? We've lost the presets. So we're no longer on NPR. We're on a different station. So the voltage wasn't maintained high enough or long enough for the for the circuitry to write the memory to long-term storage. So that capacitor will have to be replaced. Now I'm going to stick in another capacitor of the same value, but it's not a supercapacitor, and we'll see how that goes here. So hold on a second. Alright, this is the Optimus receiver again, and we've got NPR on all the presets. And I've got a working capacitor, although it's not a supercapacitor, it's a big electrolytic, but it's the same value, the same microfarad value that the supercapacitor is. The voltages are different, but the voltage ratings are different, but the capacitance is the same. Alright, so I'm going to turn it off and watch how slow this one decays. Alright, so we've let 10 seconds go by, and if I power it up, I'm going to get NPR again. So that capacitor kept enough juice that the system could take the presets and write them to long-term memory that doesn't require power, so that you get your presets the next time. And I'll do it again. We'll turn it off here. And you can see it doesn't decay nearly as fast as the bad supercapacitor that was in there. Alright, kind of interesting to play with. Started doing this with doing some voltage injection rather than using capacitors. I was using the voltage and amperage limited power supply, and I was injecting about 4.7 volts into that circuit in addition to what the receiver was putting out on its own. And the presets would stay, and I was futzing around with it, and then decided to start plugging capacitors in rather than using the voltage injection with the power supply. Anywho, kind of interesting to play around with that. We've got a couple of supercapacitors on order, and they should be here within a couple of weeks. They're coming all the way from China, and then we'll install it, and the receiver will be back to keeping its presets. All right, thanks. Talk to you later, YouTube. Bye.